So I want to build on a couple things that Phil said. The first piece is the buyer of last resort, employee ownership. This one is actually really interesting to me because I wish I knew the specific percentage here, but if I were to look at the businesses in our pipeline and the deals that we're working on, a large majority of them have turned down other offers from other buyers. They have turned down private equity, they're trying to get bought out of private equity, they're trying to pull out of an existing holdco, and it's because the capital structure doesn't support the way that they want to run their business. So I think that's something that's actually really interesting because most of when we talk about employee ownership, it is the silver tsunami and these baby boomers who are ready to retire, but there's actually a huge amount of opportunity with businesses that are looking to get out of capital structures that don't necessarily support their long-term goals. The second piece that I wanted to touch on relates to LPs getting into the space, which is I don't think that LPs really understand easy comparables when they're looking at an employee ownership fund. That's particularly true with equity, also with debt. I think one of the things that's really important is with an employee ownership deal, as you said, Jim, a lot of investors think that it view it as concessionary. The point I would make is that you're not necessarily trading away return with no commensurate adjustment in risk. I think employee ownership is actually a really strong way to manage risk in these businesses over the long term. And then, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a ramble here. The last point I wanted to make is just around how do we get more capital off the sidelines. And I think we talk a lot about how do we build market education among selling owners. The same is true with banks. So when we're bringing senior debt into deals, it is not an easy button to bring them into deals. There's a huge amount of education that has to go on with these senior lenders to help them understand, how do I evaluate this? How do I present this to my credit committee? How do I get comfortable given that this looks a little bit different than most of the deals that come across my desk?